morning. This is Mod 140, Week 2. I'm going to go over SurveyMonkey questions. Today I'm going to go over 1 through 5. So these are Mod 140, Marketing, Week 2, SurveyMonkey questions, which you should have already received and you should have already started working on. So this morning I sent out an email with the week's question, the first question. That must be answered and posted today if you want to get your 100% participation points. So make sure you opened up your email and you received that question and you posted it today. Now we're talking Tuesday, which is the 5th, May 5th. So that's the first day of week 2. Make sure you're posting your question today, okay? That's if you want 100% on your participation points or your participation grade. All right, let's move on to the SurveyMonkey questions. Number 1, it asks, what are the 5 stages a buyer passes through in making choices about what products and services to buy? So what are the 5 stages a buyer passes through in making choices about what products to buy? So this is number 1. You can find the answer to this on page 128. In your textbook. So this week we are dealing with chapters 5 through 8. So these questions will be scattered throughout those three chapters. Sorry, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 chapters. 4 chapters. So 128, let's go ahead and go there. All right, you can find your answer on page 128. It's in the text, but also you can use these little this little graph right here. It goes over those 5 steps, 5 stages. All right, so number 1. Number 1 is problem recognition. The buyer realizes, hey, we're out of soap. We need to go buy some soap. So they realize there is a problem or a need, a perceived need. Number 2 is information search. See, I heard that Dawn has a really good dishwashing liquid. I want to try this new one. I'm going to research it to see if it really cuts grease like they say it does. Information search. And that could be extensive, or it could be as simple as looking for a coupon. So it doesn't have to be an extensive amount. Number 3 is alternative evaluation. Alternative evaluation. Palmolive is pretty good too. Dove, I hear is good. It's supposed to be good for the hands. But you know what? I think I'm going to stick with Dawn because it's pretty good. So number 4, purchase decision. Just like I just came up with, I said I made a decision. I'm going to just stick with Dawn because I like it. Okay? Make a purchase decision. And then finally, 5 is post-purchase behavior. Post-purchase behavior. It's what you decide to do or what you do after you bought it. Well, I'm happy with it, so I'll just buy it again. Or I'm not happy with it, so I'm going to take it back to the store, or I'm going to call the 800 number and get my money back. Or I'm going to do a survey or an evaluation on this product. I do that with Amazon. When I buy a product on Amazon, especially if I'm very happy with it or not very happy with it, I want to make sure that I do an evaluation so that other people can know hey, this is a good product, or no, this is not a good product. So it's things like that. Post-purchasing decisions and post-purchasing behaviors, rather. Okay? So those are the 5 stages in which a buyer passes through when making a choice about purchasing a product. And again, usually the bigger the product, the more extensive process they go through. If it's just about buying a soda, no, not so much, right? You like a soda, you stick with what you like. Okay, let's go on. Number 2.
Root beer.
Root beer. You guys know I like Barks root beer. Even had my students buy me they bring me in root beers. They knew that I liked root beer. So instead of bringing the teacher an apple, they bring me a Barks. All right, number 2. What is a visual representation of all touch points for a consumer who comes into contact with a company's product called? What is it called, that visual representation? Well, you can find your answer on page
I know.
134.
I'm not going to say I know, though.
You know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you don't.
That I do.
Okay. Unless you're looking at this.
No, I'm not.
You're not? Okay. You want to bet $1?
Sure, you're on.
Okay. Well, how do I know you're not? Oh, you're
All right, I'll tell you the truth.
Okay. All right, you will. All right, go to page 134.
Visual representation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, page 134, about the middle of the page there, it's bolded, and it's called a consumer journey map. Okay? A consumer journey map is a visual representation of all the touch points for a consumer who comes into contact with a company's products, services, or brands before, during, and after a purchase.
I owe you $1.
I thought you would, because I know you were probably thinking of a logo.
I was thinking branding or logo.
Yes. All right. You guys heard that, right? I get $1. All right. Consumer journey map. Number 2. All right. Moving on. Number 3. All right, number 3. Blank is the marketing of products and services to companies, government, or nonprofit organizations. Blank is the marketing of products and services to companies, governments, or nonprofit organizations. And you can find your answer on page 158. 158. And you can find it at the very top of 158. And it says, business to business marketing.
Got that one.
Is the marketing, you should have been $1. Is the marketing of products and services to companies, governments, and not-for-profit organizations for the use of the creation of products and services they can produce. All right, so business to business marketing.
I'd have gotten my $1 back.
Yep.
Too late. Too late now.
It's funny, this book doesn't really say it, but I've seen it abbreviated as
B2B.
B2B.
That's common.
Yeah. So business to business marketing. All right? That was number 3.
Trash.
All right, number 4. Moving on. Number 4. Organizational buyers can be divided into 3 markets. What are they? Organizational buyers. This is number 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that's the type of 3 different types of buyers?
Divided into 3 markets.
Oh, okay.
Okay? 3 different markets. This can be found on page 158. So this, I guess, the same page we were just on. And it's actually 158 through 159. Both of those pages. Okay? Starts on page 58. So, on page 158, it talks about organizational markets can be divided into 3 individual markets, and they are industrial markets, number 2, reseller markets, and then 3 are government markets. Like industrial markets, these are markets that produce a product of some kind. Resellers, we know that these do. These are your markets and your stores that resell. And then, of course, we know what government units are. These are the government agencies, and including schools, including, post office and other types of government-run organizations. Okay. That was number 4. All right, moving on. Number 5. By the way, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause and rewind. Can't do that in the class, right? But you can do that here. Pause and rewind. Number 5. What are 3 types of buying situations or buy classes? 3 types of buying situations, or it's called buying classes. Lots of listing on this one. All right, we need to go to page 167 through 168. through 168. Buying situations and the buying center. Researchers and blah, 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 buying centers have class of the differences, blah, blah, blah. There is the the buy classes from new and the straight buy. Okay, there is the straight buy. Someone said buy like bye-bye. There is the new buy. And then there is the rebuy. Alright. So the new buy, straight buy, modified rebuy. I'm sorry, that should say modified rebuy.
Modified rebuy. Wow.
Well, you might as well say it right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so really quick, the new buy, here the organization is the first time buyer of a product or service. Straight buy, here the buyer or purchasing manager reorders an existing product or service from a list of accept. In other words, it's something they're continually buying. And then a modified rebuy is, in this buying situation, the user, influencer, or decider in the buying center wants to change the product specifications to price or delivery or more. Maybe they want more of something. This is when we're still kind of talking about business to business, when a buyer in a buying center, when we talk about buying center, that is the department within the organization that does the purchasing. Okay, so they do a straight buy. When I used to work for a doctor's office, we had a straight buy, which is, we needed a certain amount of gauze every month, and so it was a straight buy. And so for the our supplier, we had a standing order of them just to fill an order of a certain amount of gauze every month, and syringes and certain things. Or sometimes I might change that up and say, you know what, you're not getting enough gauze, so why don't we change this to more gauze this month. Okay? So that's really what that's talking about. All right, so those are questions 1 through 5. Tomorrow we'll do 6 through 10. So work on those, get those posted to SurveyMonkey. Try to be consistent. Try to look these answers up yourself before you do it with me, instead of just relying on me to do it for you, right? Do it with me. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.